Hey, I'm Todd Jensen, the VP of Marketing here at Best Company, and welcome to the Best Company podcast. Our goal here is simple. We want to give concrete strategies and experiences that you can utilize right now to grow your business with word of mouth marketing. And nobody can do that better than our guest today. Our guest, the president and CEO of Robco Electric, is Rob Kowalczik. And welcome to the podcast, Rob. Good to have you here.
Hey Todd, thanks for having me.
Well, I'm excited to get to know you a little bit, and let me just give a few highlights before I have you talk about your journey a little bit. So, Rob was raised in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and attended the University of North Dakota. And is that the Fighting Hawks? Did my Google search lead me astray?
Well, Todd, for some of us older folks that attended years ago, it's in my heart of hearts, it's still the University of Fighting Sioux.
Gotcha.
And they had to change the name a few years back to the Fighting Hawks. Nevertheless, it's still the University of North Dakota, in my opinion.
Fantastic. And some cool things that Rob has done is he's really proud of the work he's done building Robco Electric. They have an unlimited contractor's license, which means they can do it all. And they're not just a solar company, but a C2 electrical contractor. He's built his business in Las Vegas over the last 25 years. So 2.5 decades, that's no small feat. That's pretty incredible. A couple interesting things about Rob, just to help you get to know him a little bit. In the past year, a huge congratulations is in order. Rob has become a grandfather of 2 boys, James and Kayden. Did I get their names right?
Absolutely right. Yep. James is our oldest in 9 months. And Kayden is 3 months old.
Oh, that's great. And then I learned that you're also big into scuba diving. Is that right? You and your wife, Kim?
Yes, we went all in with our scuba diving. It kind of started out as my eldest come to me when he was about 16 and said, "Hey, Dad, I'd like to do this when we go on a family cruise." And so I went to Kim and I said, "Hey, think Tanner and I are going to go get certified in scuba." She goes, "Well, I want to do that." And the funny thing is that she couldn't get into the shower and get her hair wet without having a hand towel to dry her eyes. And one of the skills that you have to have to become certified is you have to take your mask off underwater and be able to put it back on. And down there, you can't have a hand towel. So
she had to make some adjustments, it sounds like.
And boy, did she ever. It was a struggle for her. And she conquered that fear. And now today, Kim and I are assistant instructors. We got our dad and Tanner, my oldest, myself, and Kim are Padi Divemasters.
Wow, so you're not just dipping your toe in, you're the real deal.
Yes. And we've had a lot of fun, seen some really unique things underwater that most people will never see. So
that's amazing.
A lot of fun.
Well, you're living life right, Rob. That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's so good. It's good to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your journey, Rob, over the last 25 years. That is not easy to build and grow a business. So tell us how you built Robco Electric.
Well, we'll even step back a little bit before that and talk about why I even got into this crazy business of electrical work. When a good friend of mine, his dad owned an electrical contracting company in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and gave me an opportunity to work part-time throughout the summer months, and then in college. So I would literally go to work before going to my classes. Then I'd change clothes real quick, go to class, and then I'd change back into clothes to work, and that was paying off my student debt as I was going to school. So I was never big on having huge debt or owing people money. Let's just say that. So yeah, they gave me a start as being an electrician. uh, going to the university, I met Kim, my now wife of 30, I better get it right.
Yeah,
Uh,
you bet.
they're 31 and a half years. So
And you met
uh,
her at the University of North Dakota?
at the University of North Dakota, yeah. So it's it's pretty comical because I had a computer class and I was on crutches. I broke my ankle, and she held the door for me, and then sat down next to me, and I couldn't get away.
Oh, that's great. And the two,
Yeah,
oh, that's a great story. And so you meet Kim while you're in school. Walk us through the journey from there to building Robco.
sure. So Kim's dad and I got to be real close. We were on a bowling league together in North Dakota, and one day he says, "Hey, I've got this opportunity to teach at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas." So we moved to Nevada, moved to Las Vegas, and I start working for a contractor and wanting to pay off that student loan, student debt, and work really, really hard. He gives me plenty of opportunity and um, plenty of experience too in large commercial projects. And next thing you know, I'm running these projects, getting a lot of experience, getting a lot of knowledge, and I started really getting back to that educational piece. And I started studying for my journeyman's license. Got that. 3 years later, I get my master's license and my contractor's license. And
Right.
at 26, I say, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try to be my own business owner. And I quit a good job. I had a company truck, company credit card. At that time, it was one of those brick phones that, and a walkie-talkie that I had. I had two things, and I gave that all up, and I jumped into my own personal S10 pickup and said I'm going to be the owner of Robco Electric. And I had no employees, and said, "Hey, would you like to use my company? I'm an honest guy and hardworking, and hopefully you'll trust me." And some general contractors in the business gave me a shot. And my dad was a over-the-road construction worker in North Dakota, and when it would get to be winter up there, you can't do road work when it's freezing snow and blowing wind and all this stuff up there because it gets real nasty. So he came down and helped me, and he was my first employee.
That's great. Your dad is your first employee at Robco.
Then along the way, my brother, at 18 years old, comes out to Las Vegas, and he has been employed with Robco Electric now going on 23 years. So he wasn't quite the second employee, but he is our now longest employee in Robco, except for when Dad still comes, but he's since retired and actually on his way back from North Dakota now because it's supposed to snow there in the next week or two.
Oh, this is great. So you bring in your dad, you bring in your brother, and you've got some contractors that are trusting you, and then where does it go from there?
So I really kind of set out because I had really truly 6 months of savings to get this thing going. And if it didn't work, my boss said he would hire me back in a heartbeat. And thankfully he never had to. And so small commercial projects started to turn into bigger ones, and I'm hiring employees. I'm having this exponential growth, and a lot of hours, a lot of dedication, a lot of support from Kim. At this time, we've got uh, two young boys, a newborn, 3 years old, and a lot of stuff going on. She also worked for TCBY Mrs. Fields at the time. So we were burning the candle, I'd say, at both ends and then some. And so without her support and hours away, because when you're growing like this in Nevada, and you can't say no because you don't know if it's just a blip on the radar or if this is what life's going to be like, right? So you don't turn down work, you work, and you establish some really, really good relationships along the way, and people that you can count on, repeat business, doing the right thing, and so we grow, and at that point in time, let's fast forward a little bit to right around the recession, right there at recession time, 2008-9. We run into a problem. We have 65 employees, and the commercial markets that I'm so accustomed to doing work in really almost came to a grinding halt, a standstill. And I look and I'm like, how am I going to keep all these people busy when developers and general contractors aren't building these commercial buildings? And solar at that time just started to like pique people's interests. And I'm like, you know what? That would work with my contractor's license. So I'm going to go get 10 guys and I'm going to go get certified, because you need a special license. It's called a photovoltaic installer license to install solar. So I took 10 guys and I went and got them all certified and got to know the two instructors, Bruce Rogel and Jeremy White. And when we're all done, I went up to him and I said, hey, I want the two of you to come and run my solar division. I don't know a lot about solar, but you guys really do, and you're really passionate about it. And I think we would be a good fit together. So they came aboard, and we started to diversify Robco Electric, not from just a commercial standpoint. Now we have a solar presence in Nevada, and I would say it was really, truly about before solar was really even popular. And the solar vision really started to take off. Fast forward, it's growing, and I'm like, you know what, this might only last for a little bit. And so I diversified one more time, and I brought on a key employee, Mark Vargo, to run my low voltage division. And then we kind of branched off and did a service department that will handle not only commercial electrical, solar, but also low voltage. So that was really my diversification plan. And we made it through the hard times. And in Nevada, the Public Utilities Commission passed some real nasty legislation. I don't really think they understood what they did, but they chopped solar off at the knees, I call it. So we were doing a tremendous amount of solar business, and that came to a grinding halt, almost a standstill.
How did you recover from that?
I went to Carson City and I talked to the legislators. We started a little solar coalition, and we brought back solar. You'll see on our website that there's a picture of me shaking Governor Sandoval at the time, shaking his hand. That handshake and what he did for us was amazing. We didn't have to lay off people. We brought people back that were temporarily unemployed or moved to another division within the organization. And we started selling solar again. It was huge.
This isn't just a journey of building a company. I can tell that this is very personal to you. This is very important. The jobs that you saved through that experience. Looking back at this journey, what's one thing that you're most proud of, Rob?
Well, I didn't think that I'd get so choked up talking about it, but obviously
I love
it's
it.
hard. It's hard not to, right?
Yeah, this is this
So
is this is your life. This is just your authentic experience.
yeah. So I'm really most proud of the customer relationships and friendships that we've created over the past 25 years. And the more I really think about it, all the families and people that we provide for probably keeps me going every day. It it's fascinating to go from me being the only employee to my dad to right now we've got about 147 individuals working for Robco Electric, and they work hard for us. They embrace the Robco culture, uh, the Robco giving nature that we have, and it really feels good to be a part of this company.
That's how would you describe that culture? You said that these are people that really are a big part of that culture. How would you describe that Robco culture, and how does that set you apart?
So the culture that we have here is over communicate, um, try to be over caring, be
Mm-hmm.
compassionate, listen, um, and I don't tolerate negativity. We can talk about it, but there's always a positive approach to even the worst possible things that can happen. It's really, truly about maybe looking at things differently, um, and not pointing out the negative in a situation, but really embracing the positive.
I,
Uh,
I love that. In your profile, first of all, I can see why in your best company profile, you've got over 300 positive reviews. I think that that culture that you've built really comes through in the way that everybody communicates, that your team communicates. There was something that was emphasized in your best company profile that I loved, and and I can see it coming through as I talk to you, which is your emphasis on the low pressure sales and this educational approach. And that seems like it just naturally and organically grows from this culture that you've built. Tell me a little bit more about this approach that you try to have with your customers.
Fantastic. Now we're gonna stop tearing at my heartstrings and we can get into some of the fun stuff here. So
That's
uh,
great.
yeah, so uh, you know this. What I don't like about certain businesses is the high pressure sales approach. They want a sale so bad that they almost box you in, and you almost have to be guarded and push them back, push them off you. You know, you're almost like running
Mhm.
out the door. So what I told my team is I said, when we're going to go and promote solar, we're going to do it just like Bruce and Jeremy did when they were educating me about solar. And out in Nevada, solar really truly sells itself. So if you go in and you just educate people and talk to people just like you and I are having a conversation, and let them decide if solars are the right for them. You're just there to present the facts and to be honest, and don't be a high pressure salesperson. Be an educator, and if they are happy with a $400 a month power bill versus an $18 a month power bill, that's okay. But if people really truly want to help the environment, um, put solar on their home, make the investment now in today's money. The product's warranted for 25 years, and we're going to have a 25-year relationship with these people. Treat them golden, and then they'll treat you golden. That's really what it boils down to.
I love that, and all the way from your culture to how you communicate with people that you're talking to about solar, um, and I can imagine that that approach garners a lot of trust with your customers. And how do you take that offline trust and that offline reputation that you've built as an educator, non-pressure sales approach? How do you take that and leverage that into the online world, where people are doing searches, they're doing research? How do you build your online reputation to reflect what you are offline?
Yeah, Robco's online presence is really important. The use of our website, blog posting, social media sites helps promote our online reputation. I believe is one of the top electrical companies in Nevada. With education being our primary focus, our online presence helps accomplish that outreach to our community, um, and from a really truly just an educational experience overall.
You mentioned on a video on your profile that about 50% of your new customers will come through referral. How do you garner that? How do you invite that type of a referral process that's really leveraging that reputation you've built? How do you drive those referrals?
So it is very, very intentional. So our solar sales consultants, the first time that they touch that potential customer, they are going after all of their friends, all of their family, all of their neighbors. So if you want all those people to love them, Robco as a whole, um, you really need to be on your game, and you really need to make sure that the customer experience is so exceptional that they're forced to talk about their experience, because nobody wants to, they want to talk about two things, in my opinion: the real bad experience or the real great experience. And a positive experience, I think, is a lot more fun to talk about than the horrible experience um, that people have, just plain and simple. So with that intention, not only are solar sales consultants, it gets down to the project engineers, it gets down to the actual installers that are on the rooftop putting solar up. And we're just quite honest with them. We say, hey, if you'd be so kind to give us a referral, it helps our small business grow.
And so that non-pressure approach, that educational approach, and then you'll invite, hey, let us share this with other people that you know. That's fantastic. Um, Looking over your best company profile, so impressed with your approach, and then speaking to you in person, even more so, to know that DNA, that customer centric DNA, just permeates your entire organization. What are some other things that you've tried to do there at Robco Electric to try to set you apart from some of your competitors?
One thing that I think is kind of unique is that we communicate to our potential customers that we're still here for you, even if you don't choose to utilize Robco. If you decide that there's a better company out there that you trust with putting solar on your home, and we encourage them to do that. Uh, but we're also here for you. So we've seen so many companies come through the Nevada markets, uh, come and go, put solar on, don't do a real good job, and then they leave the market. And now these people have possible issues with their solar, that we tell them to give us a call. We'll be here for you. We've been here for 25 years. We're not going anywhere. And even if you don't utilize us, we're going to be here because we want solar to be a positive experience for everybody here in Nevada. And a lot of customers have come back to us and said, yeah, you know what, you guys are right. XYZ company just didn't pan out, didn't finish our system in one instance, and we came in and um, got it going for these people. They paid 90% of their bill, and uh, the company left, unfortunately for them. So we helped them. We've helped others just fix simple little problems because they couldn't get a hold of their sales consultants after the sale was done, and they were so happy that they could reach out to somebody that they told their neighbor, and now we put solar on their neighbor's home, and that's what it's really all about. The community, the outreach, just doing the right thing, and not being a sole loser because maybe we lost a sale.
That's fantastic. Just to wrap up here, Rob, are there any upcoming company initiatives or anything about the future that makes you really excited? What really gets you pumped about what you're doing there and about your future?
Yeah, so Robco's community outreach really is exciting. It's great to get out to the community and get involved. From blood drives that we sponsor, educational Q&As with the Nevada State Contractors Board, HOA community events, and local nonprofits. Like one of Kim's favorites is Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. We get out and try to make a difference for the homeless youth in Nevada. We also do realtor lunch and learns, and back to our sole purpose, educating the community about solar. That's our goal.
That's great stuff. Your roots go deep there in Las Vegas, and it looks like you're trying to give back wherever you can and try to help the community education wise or charity wise. That's fantastic. There's a reason why you've done over 1,000 installs there in Las Vegas, and that's something that you should be really proud of and what you've built there at Robco Electric. And we're so glad to have you as somebody that's utilizing the best company platform, because when companies are doing it right and they're legit and they're and you can sense what they're trying to give, it's so nice to be able to arm them with tools where they can use their good reputation, they can use customer reviews to drive growth. And we love to see that with companies that are doing it the right way. Rob, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much. It's so good to get to know you a little bit and get to hear about the great work that yourself and Kim are doing. And for everyone out there, go check out Robco Electric's best company profile and look at what other people are saying. They've got over 300 reviews there, a 4.9 star rating, because they're doing it the right way. And we love to see companies like yours to continue to grow. So best wishes, Rob. And thank you so much for joining the Best Company podcast. Sure appreciate it.
Todd, thanks so much for having me and allowing me to share the Robco journey and all the excitement and everything that's going on here. Appreciate it.
Keep up the great work. Thanks a lot, Rob.
Take care.
All right, we'll see you.